Hi everybody, it's Nick. I wanted to share some stuff today. It's quite, it's intimate stuff. I mean, I know I share intimate stuff anyway, but this is, I guess, another step for me. But I don't think it's probably any surprise to people who do follow the love vlogs and whatever that I've really been struggling the last few weeks, and it's been something more primal and fundamental than my menopause dips, and I think I've known that deep inside, and I think there's kind of been a bit of a perfect storm going on. So there's the menopause going on and the hormones and the fluctuations that go on there, and the stuff that I do, both medically and naturally and physically to try and stay on top of that. And I think one of the things that research has shown, and it's definitely happened with me, is that the menopause can really open up old wounds and traumas that perhaps weren't dealt with at the time. And I do have one big one in particular actually that happened in my 20s that was never really resolved, and it seems to have really opened that up. And the third thing that's happened is actually a bit of a classic midlife crisis, where I'm really questioning what my life, needs to be about now, where I'm going with it. I mean, God willing, if I haven't fucked it up too much with the kids, they're going to have a great life in front of them, and they're growing. Both the boys are at secondary school already. It's not long before Lily joins them, and whilst I always want to be there for them and a support, I do have my own life to lead as well. I can't lead my life through my children. My job is to enable them to lead their lives, and for me to have mine too. And I think that I've got very, very lost around that, and I think there is some grieving going on around the past decisions I've made. I don't know if any decisions are right or wrong. You just make the best decisions you can at any point in time. But there's definitely a grieving process going on within me, and a bit of a real classic midlife crisis, and questioning what my purpose is and what value I can add and what I am going to do with the rest of my life. And a real feeling of loss, a real feeling of an ache, an ache that I have for more intellectual stimulation. And I think I said this before, I was so lucky, being blessed with my mind in a lot of ways, but I'm not using it, and that hurts me. That hurts me deeply. And all of these things have kind of come together in a perfect storm, and I've really been struggling, and I've got to the point where I know something's not right, because I just can't be bothered. And it's not the kind of menopausal exhaustion, can't be bothered. It's something far deeper than that, and I recognise it because I recognise this feeling from when I had postnatal depression, and I recognise this feeling from when I had a really bad depression in my 20s, and I think all these things have come together. So I have been struggling, and it kind of came to a head this morning. So it is quite raw, but I think the thing is about mental health. Okay, we talk about taking the stigma away about mental health. That means we need to talk about it. But actually, most of the time we talk about mental health after the fact, when we're feeling a lot better, and when we're feeling stronger and we're able to share it. And this isn't particularly easy, but I think it is really important to share it in the moment, because I don't know how else we can illustrate to people how it really looks and feels, and therefore how to help people to be able to recognise it in others and to be able to sit with them in it. And I'm at the stage where I've got very lost. I'm overwhelmed by all of these things coming together, and I've lost my capacity, certainly my cognitive capacity, and my desire really to be able to solve this. So actually saying to me, do A, do B, do C, do D, I'm really not in a position to be able to do. My brain is not in a position where it can actually hold on to that. I literally want to, getting out of bed in the morning takes me every bit of effort. It's absolutely exhausting at the minute just to get out of bed, and I'm sat here waiting to do the school run, and I have to take the dog to the vet afterwards, and I'm really psyching myself up to be able to just pull myself together for those couple of hours until I can get those two things out of the way and then go and have a lay down. So I did go to my doctors this morning, who I have a lovely relationship with. I'm so grateful for the GP I have, and I am going to go back on antidepressants. The reason I'm going to do that is because I don't think I can climb out of this hole by myself at this moment in time. I think I need a bit of a hand to climb out of this hole, to give myself a bit of a break so that I can access my fighting spirit and get my motivation and my zeal back, so that I can actually start to solve some of the issues that have led me to this point, because I find myself in a bit of a pit where the steps between where I am right now and being in a problem solving mode are too far. It's too far, and I need a hand, and I need a bit of a prop and and to be honest, I need a bit of a reprieve, because I pretty much feel like this most days, and I pretty much spend most days doing stuff to try and alleviate these feelings, and honestly I am fucking knackered by it. I'm just so fucking knackered by trying to keep myself on the straight and narrow. So that's what I've done. I've kind of I think some of you may or may not know, but I kind of talk about my contingency planning and my disaster recovery plan. And yeah, so today I've decided to call in my disaster recovery plan, or certainly one part of it, and that is what I'm going to do. So why am I sharing this? Well, maybe this will help me feel better that I've been able to share it. And actually, I don't want to bullshit people. I don't want to walk around being that person who says I'm okay when I'm not okay. Secondly, I think it's really important for people to be able to see the face of of mental health issues and depression when you get a little bit lost. And thirdly, taking the stigma away from mental health and making mental health real is being able to say I'm in a really lost, pretty a difficult place right now, and I know that I need to get some help, and I don't think I'm able to get out of this hole on my own, so I'm going to ask for that help. So yeah, there. And for anybody else who is in a hole and is worrying about asking for help or reaching out or admitting that you are in that hole, please don't, because I think that the majority of people will always reach out with love and compassion, and for those that don't, they were never going to be the people that help you anyway, and you really mustn't worry about what people think, because the majority of people will just think how courageous you are and will want to reach out and help you. So sending anybody that's in this boat lots and lots of love. I'm sure I won't be in this boat for long. I just need a bit of a hand to get out of it right now. Okay, take care, lots of love, bye.